Okay, we're Peter Allen here at Mastodon Valley Farm, and this is a pretty exciting day for us. We finally opened up our broilers to allow them to free range. These are our chicken tractors, and they've been in here for the past 2 weeks since they got out of the brooder in the barn. So they've been on pasture for 2 weeks, but they've been kind of stuck in these tractors. The tractors are 10 by 10. We built them out of scrap wood from our mill. It's just pines from those pine trees over there, and then we use scrap metal from our old barn roof for the roofs here. And they work great. We can pull them along the pasture. We move them twice a day, but they don't have that much opportunity to forage. They end up trampling and pooping on a lot of the grass pretty quickly, and they don't actually get to eat that much grass. So today we have put this electric poultry netting around and have built these little legs to prop up the tractors, and so now they have free range access to this whole pen. And so we're going to move these twice a day, and then this electric circle here that they're in will be moved once a day, so they're going to have access to a whole bunch more forage. And when we walked up here, now the sun came out and they're hanging out in the shade, but when we walked up they were all out running around eating bugs, eating grass, and that was really cool to see. So these are a Freedom Ranger breed. Typical meat birds are Cornish cross. They only take 8 weeks to finish, and they are pretty poor health, and they aren't able to move around because they get too fat too fast. These are another broiler breed, Freedom Ranger, and they are much more capable birds that are actually able to free range and actually able to eat grass and chase bugs around. Because they're able to do that, they are a little less efficient than the Cornish cross. They take longer to reach market weight. These guys are going to get up to 5-6 pounds is where we'll slaughter them here in about a month and a half. They're about halfway through. It's going to take them 12 to 14 weeks instead of 8 weeks like a traditional Cornish cross. So, you know, we've got to feed them a little bit more for longer, so they're less efficient, they're less profitable, but it's much more humane. And then the taste is out of this world superior to the Cornish cross. The Cornish cross don't have much flavor. The meat's kind of smushy and doesn't have very much texture. These birds are going to have a little bit darker meat. It's going to have much more flavor. They're going to have more yellow fat. So it's going to be a better sort of omega-3 situation, and higher CLAs in there because they're actually foraging and eating green vegetation, and a lot of it. So, and they're moving around, they're exercising, they're burning calories, which is of course less efficient. Less of the food that they're eating is going into getting big, and more of it's going to power their metabolism. But that means a healthier bird and a healthier meat. So we have them here on a very steep hillside that has the poorest forage on the farm. So down here in our valleys, the grass grows really thick, really well. Up here on this hillside, it's really sandy soil. There's very little topsoil. If we come over here, we can see where we're headed, and you can see how sort of thin this grass is. Not a whole lot of succulent grass grows. It's not very thick. So by moving these chickens through here, they're pooping, they're peeing, they're eating feed that we bring in. We feed local organic chicken feed here, and so we're heavily fertilizing these pastures, and you can kind of see the strip where we've been over the last 2 weeks. Strip along this hillside. We're going on contour, which is a little challenging. You can see we've got these little props here to keep our feeders from spilling and to keep the waters from spilling, because this is a very steep, we're on like a 30-degree slope here, so this is an extreme steep slope. We're actually getting ready to bring the cows in here, which will help graze a little bit of this taller grass down in front of us. So yeah, here's our pastured broiler operation. We've got 300 birds in here now. They will be ready for market by the end of July. So if you want to buy one of the healthiest birds you can possibly find anywhere, you should come pick one up in Viroqua or in Madison, where we'll have them available. Kelly, you're gonna make